Hi guys, good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to my channel. Today I actually plan to do few videos, but I'll cut short one. I was going to do like 4 videos, very tedious work, but then I decided, like I'm out of energy. Let's just do 3. So I have already done one video from the other place, which is a list. From here, I'm going to do this one, which is a Kenzo fragrance, the latest flanker you can say earlier this year. It was released some few months back. So I'll be talking about that initial impression, Kenzo Homme Santal Marin or Marine. Okay. So this one I just recently got. I gave 2 days of full wearing. I was testing it for performance, smell, and I actually have been a big fan of this line since the first one I smelled, like the EDT Intense. But the original EDT, Kenzo Homme EDT from this line is the new line. The previous line from Kenzo Homme or Kenzo Puram rather, they came in a katana sword sort of bottle. I don't have them anymore here near me, but those bottles were different. So the EDT new version was very similar to the old version of Kenzo Homme or Kenzo Puram. So I did not buy that, but I did review from a sample, I guess. But my favorite has been, I bought in this order. Okay, EDT Intense, then I bought EDP. They all look similar, but if I hold them together you'll see the differences, and then the Marine. So when I have all these 3, you can see now the colorations are different: EDT Intense, EDP, Marine. They all give like 110 ml, and the prices were under $100, like $80, $85, and they have multiple bottle size, 60 and 110, I guess. And Kenzo basically is kind of getting popularity with this line because a lot of people like this. But on the other side, there is a polarizing opinion that some people do not enjoy that DNA of this fragrance, especially the EDT Intense, EDP. Some people say they feel choked, like it's way too much for them. So I will get into that, but I can only provide so much information from 2 days wearing of the new one. I cannot give you a full review, so it's an initial impression. So I got this, obviously, I got it from Perfume Center. Thank you, Perfume Center, for bringing this. I didn't see it anywhere else in Bangladesh. So this is how the packaging looks, kind of different look to the bottle, or the box rather, both basically. So this is 110 ml. They got some design going on. This one is in the shape of a bamboo. I can enjoy that, but I find some of the part of this fragrance is not so good. So it follows suit with other bottles. I've seen in one review, someone said this one is now more robust compared to this, and the weight wise, this was more glass, feels like more heavier than the older ones. Why he said that, I think basically, I think Rotten Rebel is one of my favorite channels. He is a very awesome guy, very happy and very nice guy. Okay, I really like his reviews, and he speaks truth. He's just plain reviewer, not commercial promoter. So I like his content. So he was saying this is more robust. It feels more nice because it's given a little bit of a matte finish at the base, like a black paint. And the rest of it, I think, is similar to perhaps EDT Intense. The coloration is similar to that. Bottle size exactly same. Cap, everything is same. So I think perhaps it feels good because it's not as slippery. Okay, but here's the problem. First thing, I do not like these glasses. They look nice, the bottles look nice, but very thin. If God forbid it slips out of my hand, if it drops, highly unlikely it will survive. Okay, I have seen Latafa bottles being dropped from my hand, and they toppled from like my height, 5 feet 10 or something, fell. Nothing happened. Most of the bottles could take it like a like a champ. These ones, very thin glass. Maybe not my favorite. Another thing is their kept quality. There's no snug fit in there. It's like you do a little bit of twist, it just comes off. Sometimes when I pick it up, these little details I say before in the review because I want to cover every aspect of a fragrance. So you're paying like $70-$80 per bottle. You expect better quality, at least a snug fit or a click. This one doesn't have much area to close. So these two things, be careful. Do not pick it up from the collection by the cap. So those are two things. And apart from that, looks nice. The cap, everything looks very good. So let's spray this and talk about it. Nothing there. Let's just go one spray. Sprayers are good. Very nice distribution. This one, I think the concentration is eau de toilette, ET. Like Mark would say, try to replicate Mark, but I learn a lot from him, but I cannot speak French. So let the cell down. Always I say, at least let the liquid disappear, and then you can smell it, because if there is any alcohol or disturbing things, it can get into your nostrils. So this one is an interesting one. First of all, negatives. Let's talk about stuff not so good about it, and then we'll talk about positive, and then then you decide what you're gonna do. But end of the day, the final test is your skin test. You spray this on your skin, on the paper, and then you see the dry down. If you like it, then buy it. We are just giving you our opinion from different channels. Longevity. This is not as long lasting in my, like, first impression. Like the EDT Intense and EDP, these two are very good in longevity. And projection wise, EDT Intense is like crazy. This is like a beast. EDP lasts much longer but doesn't project. After that, the third one would be Marine. Marine one lasts longer than this, to my surprise, but maybe you need to give some time for maceration. Like after a while it can start getting stronger, which happens with many perfumes, maybe because it's new. Okay, I got about, like, overall 5 hours of longevity, which is not poor. I got many fragrances like 2 hours in Bangladesh. That is very poor. This is on the skin like 3.5 hours, on the shirt and skin combined like 5 hours. So when you saw the name and a little bit of darkness of the bottle, imagine it will be more dark, a little bit more oomph to it, but the performance stays within your aura. I mean, like, it is like pretty. How can I say this? It is kind of like Versace Purom, kind of like ozonic, polo blue ozonic. If I can give you the idea, it's more like a bubble. It's like a nice little bubble instead of like a umbrella of smell. Means like a heavy, thick smell. This one doesn't have the thickness. EDP is the thick one. This one, when you put it on, it feels like a huge drop of ocean, a marine, and then blue notes, and also kind of like blood additional feel, and the leather sits on your skin very heavy. So this one, so that's one thing maybe you can consider, maybe try. Okay, if it speaks more to you, good, more power to you. Second thing, this fragrance, to my nose, it offers in the opening something nice. Okay, and it's not totally original. I have smelled this DNA before in this line itself. EDT Intense EDP, somewhere in between, a little bit of smoke, hint of smoke, like noir, like Isimiake Noir Ambre, not Noir Ambre, Isimiake Nuit d'ici Parfum. It's in that style. Okay, but it's not as dark. It has little smoke only. Then it has this maybe lavender. Um, you can get a little bit of a wood. It's like woodsy, smoky, not super smoky, not super spicy. It's not like Dior Sauvage Elixir. So this feels like if EDT Intense and EDP had a baby, like many people said, and I do agree with that, and a little bit of marine in it. Which marine? The Kenzo Marine, and then also a little bit of Bulgari Aquamarine, which I have at the back somewhere. So if you like those DNA, you're gonna like this. But the darkness should have been more. These are the things I can think of. When I expected. Obviously, you have expectations, right? So those are two things I can think of, like, could be criticism. Price point wise, I think the quality of this line is very good. So if you spend like $70-$80, it's okay. But if you spend more than 100, the cap and the bottle is not up to the mark. So now getting to the positive sides, the projection from this is very nice. Projection is like, now our country is seeing like 25 degrees compared to 45 degrees before. So it's now winter is starting. So I'm getting like light sillage, light projection. I'm liking it. If I go like double shots on the neck, two on my pulse point here, and then again two more, and on a shirt on the chest, like 7-8 sprays, I get like mild sillage, like, and projection for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, which is good enough, right? If you do this, if you move around the pulse point, if you sweat a little bit, walking activity, it brings back the perfume. So I think in time it will only get stronger, but may not get as strong as EDT Intense. Okay, keep it in mind. I think this fragrance will work fantastic in the office setup. I mean, winter time, fall time, if you stay within like a closed doors, this is perfect. If you're going out from this line, I can have plenty of choice. You can go for DDP. It's more dense. It will last 8 hours, 10 hours plus. Some people say poor longevity. Maybe the weather conditions, skin chemistry didn't work. On me, that leather pops really nicely. But overall, I always say the EDT Intense is the one. Like, my bottle is almost finished. This is the one. It's overall like the superstar of all of them. Like, this one fragrance does it all. It has the denimade DNA, but it also has its own thing going. Very loud, very sharp, and longest lasting in the whole line. So this is not EDP, but it performs better than EDP, right? So this is the one that is the all year round, like one fragrance does it all. So for the summer itself exclusive, the Marine is my favorite. It's like fruity. It's not as sharp. You can smell like a floral, like, I even like the color of the atomizer. This is very nice. When I put it on my skin, this is really, really nice. This is more fruity, more lemon like, more sea notes, and it's more cleaner. It's not as a fishy smell that you get a seaweed and whatever. You don't get it from this. It's very cleaner, maybe almost like an apple kind of a smell. Okay, very nice. This is the safest one in the line, and this is for summer. But if you want to wear something for fall night, like mild cold weathers and summer nights when it rains, when it's breezy or cloudy, you can opt for this one. This is the only thing I think is the only time this would be a good fragrance to wear. You can wear it. It's not a bad fragrance at all. I'm not saying like because I'm comparing with the rest of them. So it looks like it's like the worst of them all. Yeah, I understand. For me, the preference wise, I would go overall EDT Intense is my number one. EDP for winter, like Bleu de Chanel Parfum or something's alternative. Then the third one, I would go Marine in terms of favorite, and then I'll go number four because it's new. It has to take time. Maybe it can climb up in the future. Maybe it will be a forgettable fragrance. Maybe it will be not as popular as the other one, but maybe it could be a better one than Marine, or can go to the number two spot, which is not likely, but it's a good release. It's a solid release. But if you already have those in your lineup, unless you're a collector, you don't need this. Okay, this is my humble opinion. I will keep this. I love this line, but it will be redundant if you have EDT Intense EDP, just like the rest of the people said. This will be redundant by if you have those. This feels like they just wanted to release a maybe flanker, which is decent, which is good, but plays safe. I actually prefer if they go a little bit more gutsy, like what they did Dior Sauvage Elixir, and then even the Sauvage, the Forte, O Forte. I have a miniature somewhere there, yeah. So those are like taking a big risk. If you do not take risk, it is not really exciting. It can go bad, it can go good, but perhaps they want to stick to safeness. Okay, so if people smell this, on most part, if they like this DNA, they will buy it and without any regret. But collectors like us, we need to be motivated, right? So the name Santal Marin, you expect a little bit more woods, a little bit more smoky, a little bit more maybe marine like, maybe a little bit spicy like EDT Intense is, but maybe a juniper somewhere. I mean, like, I'm just using my imagination. Maybe a bit more like blue oceanic, which they have another Kenzo fragrance, which is like low Kenzo Intense, I think. Yeah, this one is more like a darker Invictus with a much more marine accord. I don't know where I kept my Kenzo Midity, man. The Kenzo Purom. That one is a fantastic bottle. I reviewed them all. So yeah, it had a lot more potential, but I'll give it more time. I don't want to be judging this too quickly, but performance is 7 out of 10. Okay. Versatility, 7.5 out of 10. Super warm weather, super cold weather, this will not withstand that weather. Uh, Likability wise, I like it, but I'm not quite sure how many people would like it. If you like marine scents, a little bit woody and smoky perfumes, and like Isimiake Nuidisi, you might try this. Compliment factor, I haven't worn it enough, so I cannot say. Longevity, projection, okay, what else? Versatility, compliments, all those. Price point wise, I think it's fair. You cannot expect $40 Kenzo no more. There was a time I used to buy Kenzos 45, $50, but the prices have gone high. So overall, $110, sorry, 110 mil, you get 10 mil more. So keep that in mind. So it is a good like a package. But if you already have like just two options, if you already have the whole line, you don't need this as a practical collector. But if you're a collector, you like a big fan of a line, then definitely you can try this. It doesn't hurt you at all. It sits nicely in those collection. But the original EDT is just, for me, is like not inspiring enough. That is like old DNA. But all these four are good. So overall, I give this 7.5 out of 10. The Marine one, Santal Marine. If the oomph was a little bit more and a little bit more of a smoke or something unique note like introduced in this, that would be just nice. Okay, but we'll see. I'll give you an update. Maybe wearing it in winter, then we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. Let's do morning thoughts, then we'll upload it. Take care.